So today is going to be a wonderful webinar. It's the $1 Million Blueprint with Scott. He is going to be presenting on the 3 phases of a successful business, and I'll let him take it away. But if you have any questions at any time, feel free to use the chat to chat them in, and he'll get to them. I'm not sure if he's going to be taking them at the end, but he'll see your chats as they come in, so please feel free to use it. And thanks again, Scott. It's a pleasure to have you, and we're excited to hear more.
Thank you, Hannah. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Yeah, and everybody, if you have questions, I would just say save them to the end or take some notes and then save them to the end, and we'll answer them at the end of the webinar. But I am fired up for everybody to be here. Really excited to be on this webinar with each and every one of you. Even though you can't see me and I can't see you, I want to commend you all for taking time out of your day. I know that as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, time is money and money is time. So for you to take time out of your day to check out some new material or some material maybe that you've heard before, I commend you. And I will say that it's really important to stay all the way to the end because I have something that I want to give each and every one of you. So make sure to stay all the way to the end. The other thing that I will say is it's important on a webinar, and I do this a lot too, and I need to stop doing this, but I need to heed my own advice, which is simply this. Anytime you're on a webinar, you have the tendency to be doing other things, to be, updating Facebook, getting on LinkedIn, sending out emails. All I would suggest with you, and one of my mentors told me this a few years ago, and he said, Scott, all it takes is one golden nugget, just one piece of information in your business that can absolutely explode your business. So I don't want anybody here on this webinar. We have a lot of people here today. I don't want anybody on this webinar to miss one piece of information, because that one piece of information could really take your business to entirely new heights. So do yourself a favor, just a little housekeeping, turn off your cell phone, X out of Facebook, X out of LinkedIn, and then really focus and be present for the next 40, 45 minutes with all of us here. And I guarantee you that you're going to get a lot of very valuable information. And I want to throw it back to Hannah and her team over at BigMarker. They do all the webinars. They have this amazing functionality in this platform for webinars. So thank you, Hannah, and the team at BigMarker. And I also want to thank the team at ParadigmNEXT for hosting this and putting this on and promoting this on my behalf as well. So thank you to both organizations. So we're going to have some fun today. So I hope you guys are ready to have some fun. I hope you're ready to learn. And the best part about this webinar is you can literally take what I'm going to share with you today and start applying that in your business like really quickly, right after this. I know a lot of times there's this information that we get on these webinars and it doesn't seem like we even know what to do with them. Now, I will share with you, there's going to be some principles which some of you have probably heard of. Some principles might be brand new, but the old saying is, the key to learning new things or even old things is repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition is the mother of skill. And the reality of it is that most business owners are barely getting by, specifically around their marketing. And so today we're going to talk about 3 phases of a successful business, and we're going to focus a lot of that business as the foundation of your business, and also around your marketing and what exactly you're doing in your marketing. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So again, my name is Scott Hansen, and I own a business coaching company. I work with small to mid-sized business owners. I'm helping them in 3 phases. I help them generate all the leads they can handle. I help them increase sales, and I help them become more profitable in their business. And I've been doing this now for several years, and it's absolutely amazing when you can finally find your passion and what your purpose is. For many, many, many years, I was in the corporate space. Some of you are maybe, I'm assuming most of you are entrepreneurs, maybe some of you are on the fence. But it took me a long time to find my passion and my purpose, what exactly I was meant to do here on this thing called Earth. And once I found it, I just haven't let go ever since, and it's been absolutely amazing. So briefly, just so you can understand who you're listening to, like I mentioned, I own a business coaching company. I'm also a speaker, and I also have a podcast. So we'll start from left and go right just on the photos. So my wife and I, Michelle, well, we've been married now almost 3 years. For all you married folks out there, I know how blissful marriage is, right? 3 years and rolling, which is great. It actually only took me 40 years to find my Princess Charming, I call her. So for all you single people out there, there's hope, I'm telling you. And it took me 40 years on the rooftop of a bar in sweaty July heat for me to find my soulmate. So there's what my wife and I, Michelle, she's just been amazing. And as all kidding aside, when it comes to your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your roommate or your friends, it's so important to have buy-in around what it is that you're doing, because she is one of my biggest cheerleaders, and it's so important for our loved ones, our friends, to give us a pat on the back sometimes when we need it. And it's so important. I had that with Michelle. There you see Success Hackers, the book. I don't know how many of you have written a book on this webinar, but if you have not, I highly, highly suggest that you do that. This one book has got me so many new speaking gigs. It's opened up so many new platforms and doors for me. I'm a guest on a lot of radio shows and podcasts because of this book. So if you're at all thinking about writing a book, I would highly suggest doing it. This book came out in April, or actually March, so a couple months ago, and it hit the bestseller list. So I'm very fortunate for this to hit the bestseller list. And it hit the bestseller list in 3 different business categories on Amazon. So very blessed to have written a book. And then you see me doing my pose with the Bold speaking tour. Again, as I mentioned, I speak to companies and organizations around the country, around leadership, around entrepreneurship, around mindset. And then you see my photo on the right. There's my mug on the iTunes cover art. I have one of the fastest, most popular podcasts. I'm assuming a lot of you listen to podcasts on iTunes called Success Hackers as well. If you want to check it out, I would love to have you as one of our new subscribers and listeners. It's called successhackers.net is the page. You can check that out. We are now downloaded and listened to by individuals in 65 countries and growing. We just started 16 months ago. And then you just see some on the bottom, ABC Innovators, Entrepreneur Inc., etc. This is where a lot of my work has been featured in over the last 6 months. And I'm a contributing writer actually for Entrepreneur. So that's really me in a quick nutshell. Now that you have an understanding of who I am and who it is that I help and I serve, let's get right into it. According to Bloomberg, 80% of small business owners fail within 3 years of starting. Now, I didn't want to be Debbie Downer and lighting up this first slide and giving you some negative news, but I want to wake everybody up. Some of you are on this line or maybe in business for a year or less. Some of you are in business a lot longer than 3 years. But here's the stat. I didn't make this up. Bloomberg said 8 out of 10 businesses fail within 3 years. I believe the reason for this is because when they set their business up, they were so excited to get into their own business. They were so excited to create freedom, so excited to create wealth for themselves and their families, so excited to be around their kids and be able to take their kids to ball games, etc. But here's the problem. So many business owners do not know how to market their business, and they just throw stuff up against the wall to see what sticks. So what we're going to cover today is 3 phases of a really successful business. And I think you're going to agree that in these 3 phases, if you master just 3 of these phases, your business will be not only successful, but it will be sustainable over years and years to come. So maybe some of you right now, you feel stuck. Maybe some of you don't even really know how to market. Maybe some of you aren't even sure how to close clients. We're going to discuss that here on today's webinar. So the 3 phases of a successful business is setting the foundation, generating leads, and converting leads into clients. Now, I will ask that you guys take notes. It's important that you guys take notes during this presentation, during this webinar, because again, like I mentioned earlier, all it takes is one golden nugget for your business to explode. So these are the 3 phases. Again, setting the foundation, generating leads, and converting those leads into paid clients. So when I talk to a lot of business owners as clients, one of the first things that I talk to them about is their foundation. As you can see, this is a foundation of house of cards, and this person's house, right, is just that. It's a house of cards. It's built on really shaky foundation. This is how most business owners that I've run across, that I've spoken to on my podcast, that I coach, this is where and how they build their business. Even though this is a funny picture, the reality of it is most people want to build this, but the problem is they don't know how to do that. So rather than building a solid, beautiful foundation, and they're talking about the third floor, and they're talking about putting the billiard room in their third floor, or putting in a pool, or 5 bedrooms, or whatever, this is how most of them are actually building their business. They're building it on very, very shaky ground. So as a business owner listening today, you want to be building your foundation correctly. You want to be building your foundation correctly so that, as I mentioned earlier, you want to have your business sustain you for years and years to come. Because at the end of the day, I'm assuming every one of us got into business so they can create time freedom for themselves and their family. If you don't build it on the right foundation, you're going to have a house of cards. So let's avoid the house of cards and really start working on your business and building the solid foundation. One of the first foundational pieces, ask yourself this question: who is my niche market? Think about that. Let that marinate for a second. Who is your niche market? Now, when I ask this to a lot of business owner clients with my first coaching session, they say, we want to help everybody. Scott, we want to help everybody. We want to be the Mother Teresa of our business, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to help everybody. The problem is this: when you try to help everyone, you end up helping no one. Write that down. When you try to help everyone, you end up helping nobody. So you want to be the big fish in the small pond. You don't want to be the small fish in the big pond. You want to be the market dominator in your niche. But who is your niche? It's interesting because I just signed up a new client last week, and one of the first things we talked about was, who is your niche client? And she said to me 3 different things. She said, Scott, I help individuals who are in transition write resumes. I then write cover letters. I'm also a career coach. And she has this amazing intention about doing this and helping and giving back and adding value. But I said the problem with that is your marketing, the way you speak, the way your messaging is, will not attract the right clients. So some of you right now, you might be thinking about your own business and you're saying, man, my business is up, it's down, it's all over the place. One of the reasons why that could be is because your niche is not defined. Your niche is not defined. The more niche that you can get, the more you can dominate that niche. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, well, I want to help a lot of people. And so do I. And I know all of us on this webinar are probably, I call them servant leaders. We want to serve. We want to give back. We feel good about helping people. But again, you cannot help everybody. You only want to help a segment of the population. And once you get very crystal clear on who your niche is, then you're going to be known as that guy or that gal in that business that helps only chiropractors, that helps only small business owners, that helps only personal trainers, that helps manufacturing companies that have employees from 1 to 20, and that's it. We don't help companies above 20 employees, etc. You want to get very niche focused. So with this woman I was telling you about, the woman who we just signed, is before I said to her, before we can actually start helping all these different people, you're all over the place. Would you agree? And she said, yeah, I'm absolutely all over the place. That's why 1 month I'll have some great client counts, and then I won't have any clients for 3 months. And I said, that's because you're not focusing. You don't know exactly who your niche is. So you got to get really crystal clear on who your niche is. If you're taking notes, this is the formula. This is the formula when it comes to telling people who you are and who you serve. Who you are and who you serve. So it starts with I. I help, I guide, I teach. This is where you want to be taking notes. And then after that is the negative emotions being experienced. So I help, frustrated or furious or overwhelmed. Your ideal client description. Maybe it's a dog lover. Maybe it's a young adult. Maybe it's a chronic pain sufferer, overweight man, etc. what do they want now? They want to increase profits, sell their home, find relief, etc. And then you talk about your solution, discover a process, learn a fast, easy way, create the perfect solution, uncover the best method, etc., so that they can list the benefit to the prospect. Live a pain-free life, build a business of their dreams, etc. Folks, this is the foundational piece to your business. Again, I'm going to pause here for a few seconds just for you to take notes, because when someone asks you what you do, this is the exact formula you're going to not only want to verbalize, but also that you're going to want to write down in all of your marketing. So I'll take a few seconds so you can just write this down, because this is one of the cornerstones of building a successful business. All right, so hopefully you got a chance to write this down, because again, this entire presentation, a lot of this is going to be built on exactly who you are and who you serve. Remember I told you before, you have to know who your niche market is. Now this is the language you're going to be talking to that niche. So a lot of you know financial planners, right? Think about your own business. You probably have a family member, or maybe you actually have a financial planner, hopefully you do, that's working with your money. But think about it like this, right? What sounds more powerful? How you doing? Nice to meet you. My name is Scott. I'm a financial planner. Or, hi, my name is Scott. I help broke people buried in debt get out of debt within a short time and have more money in their pocket without taking on another job or borrowing. Works even if you have no understanding of finance or economics whatsoever. See, folks, I get too many people that are so freaking boring, right? You don't want to be boring. You don't want to be like this guy in a networking event. You don't want to be this guy in a, in a meeting that you go to and someone says, what do you do? I'm a financial planner. That's what happens to the crowd, okay? And I know it's a funny picture, but that, even though they're not literally falling asleep, they're actually falling asleep. When you tell them something boring, this is exactly what happens inside the minds of your prospects. If you don't write or take down any other notes other than this, if you don't remember anything else in this webinar, write down in big black ink and then highlight. Quit being boring. Quit being boring. Okay? And as I mentioned, like I shared with you with my new clients, her message was not clear. About halfway through our coaching session, I knew that she was all over the place. And this happens to so many business owners. They want to just run out there and they want to just, they're so aggressive and they're so excited to present their new business, their new opportunity, their new product, their new services, but they don't have a clear crystal message. So if your business is maybe stalling, if it's maybe hitting a plateau, you have to get your message crystal clear and concise, because here's why. Whether or not you believe in the law of attraction or the law of vibration or the law of reciprocity, all those are actual laws. They actually do work. Whether you believe them or not, that's up to you. But if you don't have a clear crystal message, and it's not clear and it's not concise, you're not going to be able to attract, and that's the key word, attract the right type of prospects for your business. So again, if your business is sputtering a little bit, this is the one reason why it might be. You want to create what's called a market dominating position, or some of you have heard of it called a unique selling proposition. Write this down. Create your unique market dominating position or unique selling proposition. What it is a market dominating position is any value added customer perceived benefit that differentiates you from your competition and does so in a strong enough manner that it makes your business the logical choice in the minds of your prospects and customers. Folks, this is so important. I can't share with you how important this is. You have to create something that grabs people's attention and that it's going to differentiate you from everybody else that you do. Think about your business right now. Think about your competition. Here's a little trick. Here's a bonus for you. If on your website, if in your marketing brochures, if on your business card, now think about your market and think about your competition. if you can, if your competition can go on your website, on your business card, and they can scratch out your name, your company name, and write in their company name, and vice versa, if you can take all the information on your website or on your business card, and you can go to your competition's website and scratch out their name and put your name, that's what we call a Me Too company, METOO, a Me Too company. That means you're just like everybody else that does what you do. By creating a market dominating position, it's going to set you apart from everybody else that does what you do. So think about Domino's. Everybody knows Domino's, right? So think about Domino's. Now imagine this, $2.5 billion in revenue last year alone. They're one of the biggest pizza companies in the world. Well, Scott, that must mean because they have the best pizza ever, right? I don't think so. I think you'd agree that Domino's on a scale of 1 to 10 is probably a 5 or a 6 when it comes to taste. So then, Scott, how is it that Domino's, who's been in business for over 30 years, in a crowded space like the pizza space, how is it they did $2.5 billion with a B in revenue last year? Answer: they created amazing market dominating position. You probably know this. They claimed it could deliver its pizza in 30 minutes or less, or they would give it to you for what? For free. Now imagine for a second, let's pause for a second. Imagine when Domino's in the leadership, the boardroom, when Domino's first came up with this 30 years ago, or whatever it was. Could you imagine someone sitting around saying, man, how do we stand out in the pizza space? How do we differentiate ourselves? Well, we have to do something that's going to blow people's socks off. We have to create a market dominating position. Can you imagine someone saying, yeah, let's do this. Let's actually take the order, bake the pizza, and then get the pizza out to the customer within 30 minutes or it's free. Can you imagine people are probably thinking, you're freaking crazy. There's no way we can do all that. But obviously they did it, and they have an amazing dominating position where so many other dozens and dozens and dozens of pizza companies have come and gone over the last 30 years. Domino's is still around. They keep reinventing themselves because of this market dominating position. So what's your market dominating position? So now that you heard, I went through it very quickly, but you can see how important it is with the foundation. You have to get the right messaging down. We just shared with you the formula for that. Hopefully you took notes. You have to know exactly who you target. You have to know exactly who you want to dominate, which niche you want to dominate in, and then you want to come up with your own market dominating position. And remember, the market dominating position simply means doing something different than anybody else is doing in your space. So now let's talk about generating leads. If you ask any small business owner what they really need most in their business, you're going to get the same 2 answers every single time, right? Generate more revenue and more clients. But here's the problem. That's really not what most people actually want. I mean, of course they want more clients, but what does it actually take to produce more clients? Well, first you must generate the leads. Then you must convert these leads into clients. And as I'm going through this presentation, through the rest of this, I really want you to start thinking about your day-to-day business, your day-to-day activities, and how is it that you're generating your leads in your business. So what's the secret? What's the secret to generating a multitude of leads and attracting a massive number of new clients? Well, we talked about it, right? First of all, if you're taking notes, you need a powerful and compelling message that you can deliver verbally to any prospect that you meet immediately that compels them to want to know more about what you do. You need a powerful, compelling message. Secondly, when that prospect becomes interested in what you just told them, they often ask you for what? A business card. Now, I know some of you on this webinar only do your business online. That's fine. But understand that however it is that you verbalize what your products are, what your services are, that also applies to you. We're just going to be taking this approach because I also know a lot of business owners on the line. They also have a brick and mortar business. They also have an off and an online presence as well. So you need a business card that does more than simply provide you and provide them with contact information. You need an actual card that acts as a lead generation and lead capture tool for your business. And third, now that you have your prospect's attention and interest, you want to immediately communicate with them by email, phone, in person, one-on-one. What does that mean? That means you actually need a written and verbal script. You actually need a written and verbal script with a compelling message that will position your business as the only logical choice for them to make when actually buying what you sell. Okay? Hopefully you're able to take some notes. I went through it kind of fast, but this is the foundation right here. Compelling message. When they become interested, you hand them a business card that acts like a lead gen tool and coming up with a script and how you can communicate that script with them. So I'm about to show you just 3 ways where you can generate more leads, but please understand that the lead generation marketing platform that I use when working with my clients, we help them in 10 different ways. Imagine having a lead generation platform or a system that allows you to tap into 10 different ways to generate leads. Pretty awesome, right? Well, again, I'm only going to show you 3 ways because of brevity purposes here today, because we don't have enough time to go over all 10. But I'm going to show you 3 ways on how you can actually start generating more leads. Well, we said that number 1 is to create a powerful and compelling message that you can verbally deliver to any prospect that you meet. One that immediately compels them to want to know more about what you do. This is what we call, you probably heard this as the elevator pitch or the 7 seconds to wow. An elevator pitch is a 10 to 30 second mini commercial for your business, and it must focus on the benefits you provide your prospects that separate you from the actual competition. Now, I know a lot of you actually have heard this before. You know what a elevator pitch is, but remember what I told you earlier. I wanted you to write in big, bold ink, don't be boring. How many of you go to networking events or any other kind of functions, and it's so freaking boring when someone tells you what they do? I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, I'm a CPA, I'm a personal trainer. Don't be boring. We're not going to be boring right now with this message. Okay, let's talk about a real estate agent. Okay, there might be some real estate agents on the webinar today. I'm sure every single one of you know a real estate agent, but let's just start with a real estate agent, right? So let's say that our real estate agent is attending a networking function or possibly standing in line in a grocery store of all places, and someone asks, hey, John, what do you do? What do most agents say, right? Most agents say, well, I sell real estate. Well, that's not very compelling, is it? In fact, most people hear that, they run for the nearest exit. They're so sick and tired of boring. But what if our agent said something like this? And this is going back to the formula that we talked about in the beginning of the presentation. I help frustrated business owners. I help frustrated homeowners who are struggling to sell their homes in these financially troubling times, sell their homes in 29 days or less, and for top dollar guaranteed. Think that might grab the attention of someone who's actually considered selling their home and really compel them to want to know more? Absolutely. In fact, the ones who are actually interested will immediately ask, so, oh my God, wow, you're not boring. Tell me how you do that. You see, that's the huge advantage about a well-written elevator pitch. It not only grabs the attention of your qualified prospects, but it immediately lets you know that if they're truly interested in what you do, if they aren't, they'll simply respond to you with a pleasantry and go about their way. However, that's exactly what you want to have happen. That way you don't spend your valuable time, energy, or effort dealing with unqualified prospects. How many of you have ever been to a networking event where the first thing out of someone's hand is they're handing you a business card, they haven't even introduced themselves, and then they're saying, hey, let's grab coffee. And for some reason you say yes, and before you know it, you have 3 different coffee meetings with people that aren't even your prospects. We discussed in the beginning that we as business owners, time is money. Every hour of every day that you're not generating income producing activities in your business is actually failing. So you want to be spending the most amount of time with the most amount of prospects. But when they respond, how do you do that? What if you go into the second part of your elevator pitch and says, so do you know how homeowners today are discovering that their homes are now worth half of their original price, and that it often takes them more than a year to sell their home? I use a revolutionary new property listing process that less than 5% of all real estate agents even know anything about. And that is so successful, I can guarantee any homeowner in writing that I will sell their home within 29 days of taking their listing and get them top dollar in the current appraisal. And if I fail, I sell their home for free. How powerful is that? Right? Imagine if you walked up to a real estate agent in a networking event or wherever it is that you're at, and you're thinking about purchasing a home. Would that grab your attention? Absolutely. So now that you actually have their attention, here's what you do. You hand them your business card, right? You've all been through this before, but here's the key. Don't just hand them a regular business card that only contains your name, your contact information. Hand them a business card that will continue to keep this hot prospect motivated to work with you and help you capture their name and contact information so you can implement what we call a sequential marketing program that will turn this prospect into an actual client. Now, just as an aside, a sequential marketing program is simple. It just involves a series of written and verbal communication with each prospect on a constant and regular basis, whether that's using email, phone, one-on-one touch points, whatever it is that you guys use in your business. Each time you communicate with them, you provide additional decision information they find valuable. So here's the key. This information, though, will focus on their wants and their needs. You have to get really good in your messaging, focusing on what is taking place in the minds of your prospects. It's not about you selling your product or your service. People love to buy, but they hate to being sold. You guys know that, right? People love to buy, but they hate being sold. So your job is simply to remind them of what makes you so special and the benefits you offer. So what should your business card actually look like, and how can we turn it into a lead generation tool? Here we go. So first, on the front of your business card, on the very top, you have your business's actual unique selling proposition, or what we talked about earlier, the market dominating position. Sell your home in just 29 days, guaranteed. That's the single biggest benefit you offer that your competition doesn't. Remember, we talked about that earlier. In this case, like we mentioned, since they have a unique system in place that allows them to generate all that they can do within 29 days, that becomes their unique selling proposition. So their unique selling proposition says, sell your home in just 29 days, guaranteed. What that also does is it actually works to grab a prospect's attention. So simply handing out your business card to prospects can also generate leads and attract new clients as well. Now you can see our client John here on the right. He has his business card, or he has his photo. He also has a glowing testimonial, if you can see that. Your picture actually reinforces your value to the prospect using a persuasion technique, what we call as social proof. Everybody likes photos and everybody likes testimonials. So put one testimonial from a past client under your card. Your contact information still goes at the top of the left, but immediately after that information, you want to include one or two links that highlight the results you or your business provides to them. Ideally, remember, this will be a short, powerful video that demonstrates how your product or service will solve, that's the key word, will solve their problem or make their life better. So notice how the real estate agent has two links. The first one says, here's how we sell your home fast and for top dollar. This would link to a video that demonstrates how they actually go about doing this. And after all, selling a home in 29 days is a claim that most sellers will think is nothing more than hype and promotion. A lot of people will call that out as BS, right? But here's the deal. They often dismiss this type of claim as, oh, it's got to be too good to be true. But yet this agent has a proven and tested process that produces that result so often they can actually guarantee that outcome in writing. So this video demonstration removes the mystery and grounds them in the process they use to actually achieve this result. Ultimately, that will then convince them that the claim is real and achievable. So then you see the second link where it says testimonials, the link that says see the results for yourself. That will actually contain video testimonials from delighted sellers testifying that their homes were sold in just days or weeks. Again, reinforcing the bold 29-day claim and providing additional social proof. But the information on the front of the card just reinforces how good the agent is. But you haven't seen nothing yet. Because check out the very bottom. You'll see where it says, see backside for special offer. Show me just one person on the planet that can resist turning that card over to see what the mystery offer is. Everyone turns that card over immediately. It's amazing how everybody is so curious, isn't it? Now we look at the back of the card. We're using it as what we call a lead capture tool. We want to collect their name and email address so that we can begin what we called earlier, that sequential marketing campaign that will convert them from prospects to clients. We place an attention-grabbing headline at the top that says, "Attention, frustrated homeowners. Revolutionary new property listing now guarantees your home will sell in just 29 days. We can guarantee any homeowner in writing that their home will sell within 29 days of taking their listing. Get them top dollar based on their current appraisal, or we will sell their home for free." They would be then encouraged to actually check out this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for themselves at a hard-to-forget domain such as 29daysale.com. This is what we call a very, very compelling offer. So think about your business. Think about your business card. Does your business card have this? I probably doubt that. Folks, remember, we're talking about using these tools as lead gens. Some of you right now might be saying, do you really think this works? And I'm going to show you in a minute how it actually does work and some of the results we've gotten by working with this actual real estate person in our coaching business. But this can help everybody in their business. Use your business card as a lead gen. How many of you give out business cards per week or per month and that you don't hear from them ever again? That's because your business card is not set up for a lead generation tool. So now they click on that link. It takes them what we call to a landing page where they watch a brief video that uses a compelling script that we wrote using a messaging template that I'll highlight for you later on in the presentation. And the offer box to the immediate right of the video where they actually enter their name and email address. So now by capturing this information, it allows us to actually continuously market to them on a repetitious basis until they actually decide the time is right for them to list their home. See, this is where most small business owners are really missing the boat. What happens is there's something in marketing called the buyer's journey, the buyer's journey. That simply means from the time a prospect understands who you are, that could mean from an ebook, that could mean from a meeting face-to-face, that could mean from you doing a speaking presentation. Maybe you met someone for lunch. Maybe you met someone in a bar and you gave them their card. From the time you meet with them, a potential prospect, to the time that they actually sell you a product, that's called the buyer's journey. Here's the problem with most small business owners. They're only focused on what we call the now, N-O-W, now buyer. The now buyer is like this. Let's say, for example, I fell out of bed this morning and I tweaked my back. And I needed a chiropractor like right now. Like I can't even move. I can barely even stand up. What am I going to do? I'm going to go onto Google. I'm going to type in chiropractor in the city that I live in. And then hopefully I get a bunch of different listings. I call up the chiropractor and say, can you take me in? I don't care how much it costs. Do you have any availability? The first person says, no, we're all booked up today. I go to the second, and then the third. Finally, the third says, yeah, come on in. I go in. I get my back fixed. I pay the chiropractor. That's what's called a now, N-O-W, now buyer. But what about the other 99% of people that aren't wanting to buy right now? These are the ones that are kicking the tires. These are the window shoppers. They're interested, but they're not maybe ready to make a buying decision. By doing what I just showed you here with the business card that leads to a landing page and that leads to them with a compelling script and leads to them with maybe a free ebook or some sort of a informational product, now you get a chance to stay in contact with the other 99% of people. Think about your business. Like we mentioned earlier, you'll hand your business card out. They'll go on your website. The average time spent on a website is 66 seconds. 66 seconds, people know right away whether or not they want to do business with you. If you're not capturing their attention, you're missing out on potential buyers that could be buyers for your products or services months or even years down the road. This real estate agent compelling offer on the back of the business card averaged, now check this out, averaged a 70% conversion ratio, meaning that for every 10 prospects they handed this business card to and that visited that landing page that I showed you, 7 of them downloaded the free report, 7 out of 10. The report highlights the process they use to actually sell their home within 29 days, along with the other benefits a fast sale provides to the homeowner. A majority of these downloading this report call this agent, listen to this, within a week or two of them requesting to list their home and begin the 29-day sale process. Needless to say, their business skyrocketed by just putting in this business card strategy. Now let's look at a chiropractor. Here's the same process again for a chiropractor. Again, I want you to be thinking about your business and how you can start applying this in your business. So a chiropractor might be selling one of the hardest products to sell on the planet, health supplements. Health supplements are everywhere. They're at GNC, they're at Costco, they're on QVC at night, they're at the vitamin store, they're all over the place. There's a million or more of these on the market today, and they all make these wild, crazy claims that seldom, if ever, live up to their hype. But watch how we were able to help this chiropractor, who's a client of ours, create a lucrative passive second income for their practice using the exact same process as we did for the agent. Remember the first step. Sorry about that. So the first step is the actual what they provide, right? I provide chronic pain sufferers with immediate and permanent relief from all chronic pain using a major scientific breakthrough. Now look at the business card. Chronic pain eliminated forever. Imagine if you meet this chiropractor at a networking event and you've been having some back pains for years. Do you think that headline might grab your attention? Of course it will, right? So this highlights the single biggest benefit they provide to their competition that their competition doesn't provide. The video link then says, check out this revolutionary new pain relief supplement so they can see for themselves the product and the results that it actually produces. So next to the link, what does it say? It says, listen to what patients had to say to use social proof to the use of testimonials, right? So remember, we're just doing the exact same formula. See where it says, see backside for special offer? Of course, someone flips that over, and what do they get? Attention, chronic pain sufferers. Do you think that's going to get your attention, especially if you have chronic pain? Of course. Revolutionary new scientific breakthrough has been clinically proven to provide immediate and permanent relief from all chronic pain. Innovative, all natural, new supplement uses patented delivery formula that is a whopping 85% more effective than traditional health-destroying pain relief medications. This is your one opportunity to experience massive and permanent relief for yourself and a 35% discount. Just go to painreliefforever.com. So when they do that, again, just following the same formula, their landing page mirrors their business card. So again, they enter their contact information, they request a free report, and as you can see, you guys can see that this is a very simple, zero cost, easy way to apply this process so that you can start instantly generating more leads and more clients in your business. So again, I think you guys would agree that this is a pretty simple process that you can start implementing in your business very quickly for next to no money whatsoever to start generating more leads in your business around things that you already are doing in your business. The third is the compelling script that you can use to communicate with these newfound prospects using whether it's email, telephone, some of you business owners use videos, whether that's in person. So we're going to talk about using this following script template to create these messages quickly and at world-class level. So if you're taking notes, this is when you want to take notes. This 8-step process could literally change your business forever. This is something that you're going to use in every piece of communication that you have with a prospect. We have them follow what we call an 8-step process that goes like this. First, open with an attention-grabbing, interrupting headline or opening paragraph focused on a problem, fear, or frustration. Second, engage them by promising a solution to the problem in the opener. Third, let's give them a reason to purchase. And then fourth, tell them what you do to help them gain the benefits. Fifth, you want to be very specific about the actions that they will take. Sixth, offer them a compelling bonus or some other form of additional incentive wherever practical. Seventh, reverse their potential risk using powerful guarantees. And then eighth, always end with a PS and use it to restate the benefits. Now, let me go back because probably some of you missed this. I want to give you a few seconds to write this down because it's very important. Okay? Now, I will share with you, due to brevity purposes, and I want to make sure that we're on time here, I will not, I have a script here that we've constructed for one of our clients. And it's for a doctor that we work with. And this one script has helped this doctor grow his business by over 35% alone. If you want this script, all you have to do is email me. I'm going to give you my email right here, scott@scotthproductions.com. Let me put this in the chat box. There's my email, scott@scotthproductions.com. If you want me to send you the actual letter that this doctor uses, all you would have to do is literally copy and paste and put your company in and your products in. You're going to see the massive results that you're going to get. So if you want me to actually send that to you, take down my email. You see it there in the chat box, scott@scotthproductions.com, and I'll be happy to send it to you for free and then use it however you want to use it. All right. All right. All right. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Can everybody hear me still? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Want to make sure? Yes? Good. You guys getting some great content yet? Put yes. You guys taking some good notes? Write yes if you are. Would love to see your feedback. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. 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 Yes. 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 Thank you. Good. Fantastic. Good. All right. All right. All right. All right. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing great. All right. So this marketing message that I just shared with you, this 8-step formula that if you want me to send it to you, I'd be happy to send it to you, can be used in any form and however you communicate with your prospects or your clients. By email, creating the video on your landing page. Maybe it's a phone script. Some of you I know are on this webinar, you actually use phones and voicemail scripts. You can also create a 30-second version and use it with an automated voice broadcast strategy. We can do all kinds of things with this 8-step formula. Again, if you want that, email that to me and I'd be happy to send it to you. All right, now that we've discussed the 2 phases, which is the foundation, and then now we just talked about lead gen. Remember though, what I just shared with you was only 3 of the 10 that we actually use to work with our clients. Imagine if you had 7 additional ways to generate leads. Do you think that could help your business? Of course. Well, now we're going to talk about the fun stuff. Making money, 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 money. Everybody loves money. Everybody wants to make money, right? That's why we got into our own business. We want to make money so we can have time freedom, so we can do things, so we can coach our kids, so we can take vacations, so we can buy that nice car, right? Buy that little dog or whatever it is that you want to do in your business, for your business, right? Money, you need money to do all those things, which is what we're going to talk about next. How do we take those leads and now convert those leads into clients? Okay, so let's think about the first strategy we talked about, which was the elevator pitch. This involves nothing more than you telling a prospect what you do in a compelling way that uses that 10-second script that we talked about, remember? So there's absolutely no selling involved here, and this message isn't the least bit intimidating to you or your prospect. Now think about it like this. I want you to think about your business right now. Do you think you could easily speak that 10-second script to at least 3 prospects per day? Think about it. 3 a day. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, Scott, are you kidding me? I could probably do this to 30 prospects a day. And you're probably right, but for the purpose of this revenue generation calculation, let's be ultra conservative. I would much rather under-promise and over-deliver than the other way around. Sound fair? So, if you can speak your elevator pitch to just 3 prospects today, that's 21 prospects per week. Okay, 21 per week. Is it reasonable to assume that at least 5% of them would want to buy what you're offering, right, after hearing your sales presentation? I'm assuming you're going to answer yes. I hope that you're going to answer yes. That would represent just one new client out of 21 prospects that you speak to each week. Excuse me. And I know what you're saying, Scott, that's ridiculously low. And I'm sure it is, but remember, we're being ultra conservative here. So your elevator pitch can easily produce one new client a week. Would you guys agree with that? If you got your message down really crystal clear and you handed out you mentioned this to 3 different people every single day for 7 days, isn't it safe to say that whatever it is that you're selling, you would be attracting the right potential buyer, and you can sell 1 out of 21? I know you're thinking it's probably a lot more than that, Scott, but let's just keep it at 1 for now, okay? Now let's look at your business card. Do you think you can easily hand out 3 of your newly revised, right, your newly revised and compelling business card every single day? You could probably do that waiting in line for a cup of coffee in the morning, couldn't you? But now think what the business card actually does. Your prospects have never, ever, ever seen a business card like this before. They will be so intrigued by the video links on the front and won't be able to resist checking them out. But imagine this, when they actually play them, they hear a powerful version of your compelling script that we already helped you create. Then they see the red lettering at the bottom of your card teasing them to check out that special offer. That offer becomes what we call an irresistible offer to them. And they enter their contact information and download your report, which further compels them to want to actually do business with you. So wouldn't you agree? Think about your business again, because I always like to keep it real, right? Think about your business. Wouldn't you agree that it's very realistic that your new business card could easily produce those same numbers that we just talked about with the elevator pitch? 3 business cards each day means 21 new prospects are exposed to your business card's powerful marketing message per week. And just 1 new client is produced from them. You guys think that you can produce 1 new client by doing this every single week? Of course. Let's talk about your emails though. Do you think you can send out, let's just say 3 emails a day? You could probably send out 300, but let's just keep it really, really simple. Let's just say you sent out 3 emails a day, right? With the copy and the pasting of the message that we talked about, with that powerful script that we talked about earlier. Isn't it conservative to assume that all the ones that you send out with the 21 emails per week could easily produce just 1 new client for your business? Of course you could. So let's just tally all that up. You have the elevator pitch, you have the business card, and then you have the email. Pretty simple. Remember, these are only 3 of the 10 that we teach our clients. But using these 3 new clients per week, that equates to 156 clients per year. Pretty awesome, right? Imagine your business right now. Do you think your business could use an extra 156 new clients per year? And do you think that you can use these 3 strategies on a consistent basis? Answer, absolutely. Well, let's go back to the real estate agent. A typical real estate agent makes an average of $3,000 per sale based on a $200,000 home sale. That means that these 3 simple strategies that he's going to use would earn this agent an additional $468,000. And since these results continue year after year after year and has a business lifetime span of 5 years, that's $2.34 million in this agent's pocket because of just those 3 strategies. Pretty awesome, right? Now here's what I want you to do. You saw the example, you saw the formula, 156 new clients. I want you to start thinking about what your products cost. And now put your product cost in where instead it says $3,000, like this real estate agent, put in your cost. Some of you have products that cost more than that. Some of you have products that cost less than that. Whatever your number is, put that number in and multiply it times 156. You're going to see it's pretty awesome. Now, unfortunately, most of us don't have the ability to make high dollar sales every day like this real estate agent. Again, some of us have products that sell for less than $3,000. So let's consider the chiropractor. Let's just consider a chiropractor selling an inexpensive product like health supplements. Suppose those supplements were on the low end when it comes to price. The supplement company sells the supplements at a retail price of $115. You see that on the screen. But the chiropractor receives a 35% discount, which they choose to pass on to their patients. That means that the patient's price is only now $75. The chiropractor's wholesale price is now $20, leaving them with a profit per sale of just $55. That means with their 156 new clients would produce $8,580 annually and $42,900 over the 5-year lifespan of the business. Now, please keep in mind, this is not the chiropractor's main revenue source, which they derive from their practice. This is simply a back-end product they upsell to their patients and product database as a secondary source of passive income that requires little or no effort. You see how this could add massive, massive, massive revenue to your business just by those 3 strategies. Pretty awesome, right? Some of you, I hope right now, are really, really excited about what you're just learning. Some of you are right now are probably thinking about ways in which you can generate more leads in your business and drive new revenue. That was the goal for today. The goal for today was for me to provide you with a ton of content, a ton of information. Again, only using 3 strategies that most people use already in their business, but they're just not doing it properly. That was my entire intent today, was to get all of you on this webinar to get you thinking about your business just a little bit differently and to actually do things differently that you haven't done before. Because again, when you create the right messaging, when you create the right market dominating position, you are going to stand out from everybody else that does what you do. Your role is to get attention. Get attention. See, if no one knows who you are, I don't care if you and I open up a restaurant. Think of it like this. We open up a restaurant, we have the best chef, we have the best food, the highest quality ingredients, but no one comes. What's the likelihood of us shutting our business down within a matter of 3 years or less? Very likely. You want to be able to stand out. You want to get attention. By creating these 3 strategies, this is going to allow your business to really start operating and starting to automate your marketing. Whereas prior to this webinar, you probably don't have any marketing that's being automated currently. So, how much revenue can you now generate? Think about your business. Imagine now, I just shared with you 3 strategies. Imagine if you were able to implement a no-cost, low-cost referral program. Imagine that, if you can add on a referral program to your business. What about setting up lucrative strategic endorsement partnerships where other businesses actually sell your product or service? Some people call that affiliate programs. What about using a presentation strategy where you host an online presentation like this, do a webinar or teleseminar? What about this? How many of you have more than one product? I'm assuming most of you have more than one product that you sell. Do you have an upsell, cross-sell system to help you generate an additional 20% more in your business? See, these are the things that we teach our clients when they use our system. We have over 17 different ways in which we can help our clients generate new revenue streams outside of the 10 ways to generate that I mentioned to you earlier, how to generate new leads. You can imagine some of our business owners are just exploding because they never thought about all these different avenues and all these different revenue sources in their business. So, in wrapping up, after years of working with small, remember I told every one of you to stay to the end and I wanted to give you something? Well, here's what I want to give you. For staying all the way to the end, I wanted to share something that I think is going to be really important in your business. After years of working with business owners, I've learned there's really only 5 specific areas in every business where there's actually a treasure trove of untapped revenue and profits. But here's the problem. 99% of all business owners know nothing about them and they go missing, and there's a huge amount of gold mine that goes missing because of it. So after I discovered how bad this actually is, I now perform, as you can see on the screen, what I call 40-minute business makeovers, where I can guarantee to find a small business at least 10 grand in their business without them spending $1 on marketing or advertising. What would that be worth to you? What would that be worth for you if I can actually sit down with you and within 40 minutes I can help you find a minimum of 10 grand in your business without you spending 1 cent on marketing or advertising? Pretty cool, right? So you and I will actually get on the phone for this 40-minute business makeover. and I will help you find this kind of money. In addition to that, I will also discuss some strategies on how to double your revenue, and I will also talk to you and find out what might be keeping you stuck in your business, and then giving you some strategies on how you can become unstuck in your business. Lastly, remember I shared with you in the beginning, I shared with you that I'm a best-selling author. Well, I'm in the process of writing my second book. And in my second book, I'm going to be featuring companies where I've been able to find them at least 10 grand in their business. It's my publisher has asked me to find case studies. So how would you like your business to be featured in my next book? And you might be thinking, well, I don't want my name or my business to be named, and that's fine. It can be anonymous. But my whole goal is to find different businesses that I've been able to help them find a minimum of 10 grand in their business. And I need some case studies so your business could be featured in my very next book. So you might be saying, how much does this normally cost? Well, this could cost, I mean, how much would it be worth to you if we could actually find you that 10 grand in your business, right? Well, here's what it would normally cost. $495 minimum. That's on the low end. Helping you find 10K in your business, giving you some strategies on how to market your business more effectively, and possibly featuring you and your business case study in my next book. Oh, and by the way, one person will be chosen as a guest on my next podcast. One person. Could you imagine if you can have your business and your product and your company as a guest on my next podcast? Why I interview 8 different, very highly sought out after, very successful entrepreneurs all over the country, all over the world, really. I do 8 a month. We get roughly 200,000 listeners every single month on my podcast. Again, with individuals downloading the podcast in 65 countries. So one person will be chosen as a guest on my podcast. So I love to reward people who are committed. You guys are all committed. I know you're hungry. You guys have stayed all the way to the end. You probably even took notes. Because you made it all the way to the end, I'm offering all of this for free. Now, some of you might be thinking you're freaking crazy, and I think I am a little crazy for doing this, but I wanted to really give back to the community, and I wanted to really give back to all of you that have stayed all the way to the end. But here's the deal. I only have 10 scholarships. So there's a bunch of people on this webinar. I only have spots for 10 for this free 40-minute makeover. So here's the deal. See if I can pull this up. Here's the deal, folks. If you want one of these spots, you want me to help you find at least 10 grand in your business. You want me to help you with some strategy and how to help you maybe market your business more effectively, find out what might be keeping you stuck. I can give you some ways to get unstuck and on your way to the levels you really want to get to in your business. To feature you in my next book with your case study, and one of you will be chosen as a guest on my podcast. If you want one of these 10 scholarships, that's complimentary for all of this great information. That's my time trade account right there. It's literally first come, first serve. Okay? So if you want one of these spots, trust me when I tell you, and you do. Someone just said they can't hear anything. Can you guys hear anything? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, good. Okay, good. So if you want one of these spots, it's again, first come, first serve. Click on my time trade link. That goes to my calendar. Once I see that you registered for the 40-minute makeover, I will send you an email explaining more about the session. It's that simple. All you have to do is click on that time trade link. Okay, click on the time trade link, and then you'll actually get all of that information. So if you want to grab one of those spots, click on that today. Here's all my information. It's been an absolute pleasure. There's all the information if you want to take it down. If you want to be part of what we call the Hacker Nation community on my podcast with all the success hackers, go to successhackers.net. You can see my business site. You can see my email. You can see the time trade if you don't have that already in the chat box. But really, everybody, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you got a lot of great value. If you have any questions, please type it in the chat box. Now is your time to ask any questions that you might have. Feel free to chat away. So that's what I would suggest. Again, grab one of those time trade calendar spots. And when you do that, I will see that you registered, and then I will be in touch with you via email congratulating you on taking fast action and grabbing one of those 10 spots. So again, I'm opening it up for some questions. Just chat in the box to the right if you do want to chat about anything.